Welcome to Wired In. This month, we're continuing our discussion about lighting. So I've got a building, and we've been in it for 5-10 years. I've got controls in it, and the controls are 5 or 10 years, and we want to do new lighting.
Sure.
How important is making that lighting work with our old controls, and how important is maybe even looking, how does that work, finding new lighting that works with my old controls, or because there's some stuff that doesn't work anymore, or maybe has gone by the wayside, or maybe it's an older technology, right? Are you finding that a lot with controls?
Absolutely. So typically most new lighting will not work with your old controls.
Okay.
This is a simple experiment. Do it at home. If you have a chandelier that's got a dimmer on it, put LED lights in there and see if they dim. They probably won't. They'll flicker and they'll strobe because you have to have the right dimmer in.
Right.
So typically we see that in restaurant facilities or office buildings where they have old panels, Marlin panels, and that always control their incandescents or metal halides that were driving ballast.
Okay.
Well, there are no ballast in LED fixtures now.
Gotcha.
There's a driver. So all of that is obsolete. So you have to totally redesign your control system as well to do some of the things you need to do today. Not only that you used to want them to do, to dim and to do the other things, but to meet the current codes. In an office building, you might have to have daylight harvesting to meet the code.
Daylight harvesting is?
So if you're within 10 feet of the window and there's bright sun outside, those lights have to automatically dim.
Okay, so they have like a photocell.
They have a
So
photocell, absolutely compensate it, and they turn that lighting down. So there's all these new codes that we all have to meet throughout the country now, and you have to deal with somebody that understands those codes as well.
Is that typically a large expense, or is that typically, how much of the expense on a project is the controls versus the fixtures? It just depends on the design.
It depends on the project. For example, if you do a school and they just want to have a vacancy sensor, and you can put that in the wall to control that. That's not very expensive. But in an office building, there's wireless, or garage. There's wireless.
Gotcha.
There's wired. There's all kinds of different ways to do it, and there's all kinds of different scenarios today. For example, in a parking garage, if you're meeting code now, after no movement, a certain period of time, those lights have to dim down to 50%.
Right. Okay.
Some people are okay with each light doing it on its own, where other people I want this whole floor to dim down, or to raise up at the same time. So a lot of choices. It's not as easy as it used to be. Controls is the next great frontier, and there's lots of choices in controls today.